Hello, it's me, Torie Henderson, and this is my very first video blog. I am a little giggly, but I'm giving this an attempt because I had so many friends and people asking me about my experience with going down to audition to have my own talk show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And so I wanted to answer and tell you a little bit about my experience in this format. I thought it would be kind of fun. My best friend Marlene Mahurin and I drove down to Orange County, and we kind of got up early in the morning, and we went to Kohl's where the audition was being held, and we stood in line for a little while. It wasn't very long. There were a lot of people there. I want to say maybe 500, like fewer than I expected. But I'm going to introduce my friend Marlene Mahurin, and she's right here next to me, so she can talk about our experience together.
Ready?
So if I mess up, she's going to can correct me or throw things.
I can help you fill in the details.
Okay, so we went and we got wristbands, and then we went to breakfast and we practiced our pitch, and we got a little nervous.
Well, don't forget, the cool part was that we were able to watch people who were giving their pitches when we would walk back and forth. They had these tents set up, and I think there were maybe 6 tents or so.
Yeah, I said Kohl's, but it was actually in the parking lot.
It was the parking lot of
outdoors.
Kohl's, and they had these tents set up where there would be a casting director or casting person, and then 10 people at a time would be put into a group where they could pitch their show, and then the casting director would take notes. And they didn't really give us any feedback on whether or not they liked our idea or not.
And what I liked that they did is that they said when we went into the tent, we couldn't hear we were trying very hard to hear what other people were saying. But what they said is that this is the time we're going to be very supportive.
Yes.
We're going to clap.
Nice.
We're going to give them a good feedback, positivity. And he says later, if you're on the reality show, then the claws could come out. But right now, he would really set the stage for a very supportive environment, which I really liked.
Yes, that's true. And one thing that I found exciting, perhaps a little bit intimidating, was when we were walking past the tents, pretty much most of the people we heard were doing a really good job. We said that it was an extrovert convention, the auditions.
And you'd hear people laughing, and you're like, oh, wow, they're really funny and engaging.
And interestingly, nobody was talking about what their show was going to be about. People were keeping their ideas.
In line, you mean,
yes.
In line.
They were keeping their ideas to themselves.
It's true. Everyone was very friendly and courteous and nice. And it wasn't a lot of reality show cheesy kind of people. Most people were kind of our age and really just trying to make the world a better place in their own individual way. It really felt like a lot of positive energy, which I think Oprah has kind of cultivated.
Right.
And a lot of just really good things wanting to take place and happen in the world. So.
In fact, there were quite a few people who didn't realize that the way the show was going to work was that first they would be put onto a Mark Burnett reality show where there would be these different competitions, similar to, we're guessing, The Apprentice, and that ultimately there would be a winner who would then be giving their show. There were people who thought that basically if they were chosen through this audition process, that meant that they were given their show at that point.
And although this was a very fun and exciting experience for us, neither one of us really wanted to be on the reality show. We had kind of a lot going on in our lives, and it was very cool and very fun. But when we did get callbacks the next day, there was that feeling of disappointment, but it was also kind of relief. Like, okay, well, at least I don't have to tell my husband I'm going to be gone for 12 weeks or whatever it was. Okay, so Marlene, I want to ask you, because this is your goal, this is your dream, is to have your own talk show someday. And you went to the Oprah Winfrey Network. You gave your audition for, I think, a fabulous pitch. I thought you did very well, because I got to watch you. We were in the tent together auditioning.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a call back. Mm-hmm. How do you interpret that? What do you make that?
Well, Torie, that's a really good question. I think I was pretty realistic about the audition. You know, this is Oprah. I knew there would be thousands of people auditioning, so it really wasn't the case that I was putting all of my eggs into this basket. Okay. This is a dream of mine, but I think that the process just really helped me clarify what I want to do and sort of break down the steps for me as to how I'm going to get there.
Interesting. Very good. I want to know, how do you know that this is what you're meant to do with your life? That this is what you're meant to do?
That's a really good question, Torie. You know, when I get in front of a group or in front of an audience and talk about something that I'm passionate about, I really feel like I just come alive. We talked a little bit about it after our auditions, and we both felt like we had electric champagne bubbles coursing through our bodies. And when I'm in front of a group like that, or in front of a TV camera, I just feel like I'm doing something I was meant to do, that this, you know, it feels right.
Very awesome. Marlene, I thought you gave a really good pitch, and I love the idea for your TV show, and I think that a lot of my friends and clients would be very interested in it also. So why don't you give us a little bit of what it's going to be about?
Sure. The premise for the show that I pitched for Oprah's contest was basically this. We have all seen the shows on TV today that focus on young people who are really making poor choices with their lives. There's shows like 16 and Pregnant or The Real World, which focuses on binge drinking and promiscuous sex and things like that. But what we don't have are examples on TV of young adults who are making healthy choices. What I want to do is bring to our attention the football player who loves to party and have a good time with his friends, but has made the choice to stay sober. Or the teenage girl who reads the magazines and watches the TV shows and sees the images of what a young girl is supposed to look like today, but then is working really hard to keep a healthy self-body image. I want to talk to the people who are fighting to stay on the healthy, safe, right track. And it's something that's passionate to me because, as you know, I really was not the perfect teenager. I did not always make the right choice. And so I really have a lot of compassion for young people and the struggles and the challenges that they face. And as a parent, I also know how scary it is to think about, you know, my girls growing up and going through those teen years and trying to navigate them as safely as possible.
It's a big fear for a lot of parents.
It is. We don't know what to tell our kids. We know sort of how we want them to live those years, but how we get them to do that is another story. And so I am passionate about teen issues and how to help them stay as safe as possible.
So if you want to stay in touch and follow and see what Marlene Mahurin is going to do next, subscribe to my blog and we'll be sure to keep you updated.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody.
I'll see you later.
Bye.